Most DJs get one great year. Some get 5. Very few survive an entire decade. Armin van Buuren spent more than 20 years at the top. 6 times voted the #1 DJ in the world. Creator of the most influential radio show in electronic music history. A man whose voice has been heard by millions of listeners every single week for over 2 decades. But behind the legend was a shy Dutch student who was supposed to become a lawyer. And a story of patience, discipline, and quiet persistence that almost nobody talks about. This is the untold story of Armin van Buuren. Leiden, Netherlands, 1976. A young boy named Armin grows up fascinated by music, while other children dream about becoming athletes or movie stars. Armin becomes obsessed with melodies, synthesizers, and electronic sounds. But there is a problem. Music does not seem like a realistic future. His parents want stability, security, a profession people understand. So Armin enrolls in law school. He studies hard, attends lectures, prepares for a conventional career. On paper, everything is going according to plan, but every spare moment belongs to music. Every evening, every weekend, every free hour. While his classmates focus on exams, Armin is producing tracks, learning software, experimenting with sounds, building a second life nobody fully understands. Because deep down, he already knows the truth. Law is what he studies. Music is who he is. Eventually, he faces a decision. Follow the safe path or follow the obsession. He chooses music, and that choice changes everything. In 2001, Armin launches a small weekly radio show. He calls it A State of Trance. At the time, trance music is still considered underground. Most people in the industry see it as a niche genre, a temporary trend, something that will eventually disappear. But Armin believes differently. Every week, without fail, he sits behind a microphone and shares the music he loves with the world. Week after week, month after month, year after year, the audience grows. Slowly at first, then rapidly, then globally. Eventually, A State of Trance reaches listeners in more than 100 countries. Tens of millions of people tuning in. One of the most successful radio shows in electronic music history. And something remarkable happens. Armin doesn't just become a DJ. He becomes the leader of a global community. A generation of trance fans grows up listening to his voice. A generation of producers grows up inspired by his passion. A State of Trance becomes more than a radio show. It becomes a movement. Then comes 2007. Armin van Buuren is voted the #1 DJ in the world. For many artists, that would be the greatest achievement of their career. For Armin, it is only the beginning. He wins again, and again, and again, 6 times in total, more than almost anyone in history. While new stars appear every year, Armin remains consistent, reliable, always present, always delivering, always earning the trust of his audience. But behind the success, there is something almost nobody sees. Anxiety, self-doubt, stage fright. The man performing in front of 100,000 people is often terrified before walking on stage. Imagine standing in front of a crowd the size of a city, while secretly wishing you could disappear. Heart racing, hand shaking, mind overwhelmed with pressure. For years, Armin keeps these struggles private, because people expect confidence. People expect perfection, especially from someone at the top. But eventually he opens up. He speaks honestly about anxiety, about pressure, about fear, and millions of fans immediately connect with him. Because suddenly the superstar DJ feels human. The legend becomes relatable. The icon becomes real. Then comes another defining moment. 2013. This is what it feels like. A song that reaches far beyond trance music, far beyond electronic music. The track becomes a worldwide hit, not because of technical perfection, but because of emotion. Because people hear something genuine inside it, something vulnerable, something deeply human. And that has always been Armin's secret. Behind every performance, every radio show, every achievement, there is emotion, there is authenticity, there is a real person behind the success. Today, Armin van Buuren has spent more than 2 decades shaping electronic music. He has performed in virtually every corner of the world, inspired countless artists, built one of the most loyal fan communities in music, and continued broadcasting A State of Trance year after year after year. But what makes his story remarkable is not the awards, not the rankings, not the sold-out festivals. It is consistency. 20 years of showing up, 20 years of keeping promises, 20 years of refusing to disappear. While other DJs chased trends, Armin van Buuren built something far more valuable: trust. And trust is one of the rarest achievements in modern music. Armin van Buuren proved something extraordinary. Greatness is not always explosive. Sometimes greatness is quiet, steady, patient, built one day at a time. The kid who almost became a lawyer ended up becoming one of the most respected figures in electronic music history. Not because he followed every trend, not because he constantly reinvented himself, but because he stayed true to the music he loved and trusted that the right people would find their way to it. For more than 20 years, they did, and they still do.